2-1. Can I do a good evening? And with that, good evening, Bobcat Nation. Welcome to a special edition of the Bobcat Blitz. We are coming to you live tonight from 2 locations. That's right, to best serve your needs. We came to the band. We're out here at the practice field of your Alliance Marching Band. We got special guests tonight, Miss Alegria. Back at the studio, we have John Rawlings.
How's it going out there?
Bobcat Blitz in Norwood. How you doing there, John? All right.
Good.
Hopefully you can hear us. I've got Mrs. Alegria here. I'll go ahead and put her on the camera here. You can do it. It's okay. I've been wanting to get Miss Alegria on the show for a long time. I love the marching band. I love the Alliance Marching Band in particular. They do a great job every season. I know she's pretty busy in terms of coming to our studio, so I'm going to come out here to see how they're doing. Miss Alegria, welcome to the Bobcat Blitz.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out.
Could you go ahead and give us an introduction to all our viewers out there, who you are, how long you've been here, what you've been doing for us here at Northport High School?
Sure. My name is Lorian Alegria. I am the director of bands and marching band here at Northport High School. We have Mr. Alegria also, who is the co-director. He's standing back over there. And I'm sure going to work behind the scenes a little bit as we're chatting. I've actually been here at Northport High School since 2011. It's been a long time. But I've been doing marching band exclusively for the last 4 years. And we do the indoor percussion program as well. And I just took over as director of bands for this season. Before that, I was with orchestra.
Awesome. All right, so Ms. Alegria, you know how much I love the press box. I get to see everything. I get to see not just the football players coming out, but the band comes out. Wonderful parents always. What do you like most about getting those kids in the stand that night, every Friday night for our home games? What's the best part of that night for you as a teacher, as a fan of marching band?
I think there's a lot of best parts, but I like the fact that, especially this year, we can support each other. The kids are into the game. The football team guys, they're into the band being there. And it's just been a lot about the camaraderie between the 2 teams. Obviously, I also pretty partial to the halftime show. It's a lot of fun. But I think it's really nice to kind of see the products start to grow and take shape as well. It's fun to watch the progression of the season.
So I asked you earlier, what's the name? How did you get the name Alliance Marching Band? Let's go back on that, because I always say marching band, and I always screw it up every time.
So,
what's your official name?
The Alliance name stems from the roots of the school. So we started as the Alliance Drum and Bugle Corps. And just a very quick, brief idea behind that, we originally only used brass instruments. So trumpets, mellophones, baritones, contras, which is the shoulder tuba. And of course we had percussion and color guard. But we didn't have woodwinds, we didn't have flutes, clarinets, any of that. It was Alliance Drum and Bugle Corps. And that stems back to our original principal, who was a drum corps member in his youth, and that's what he wanted at the school. In 2013, we chose to switch that to a marching band, but we did keep the name Alliance as a throwback to our roots, and we do still refer to ourselves as a corps. Even though we are now a traditional marching band with all instruments.
How are you like working with Coach Belzer this year?
Man,
I know you had him last year too, but is it getting better for you guys?
Coach Belzer is really awesome, and it's really, really nice to have a coach that wants everybody to work together. Yeah. That's not always the case, unfortunately, but it's really been nice. And honestly, we've been working together for the last 3 years to kind of get our team and their team aligned. He is a huge supporter of us. He's come out to a lot of our events to show support. So, I mean, it's pretty awesome to be able to communicate and see eye to eye on so many things. And I think that attributes to our success, and I hope that attributes to their success as well.
Well, Miss Allegria, I got some bad news for you. They're not able to hear you over this. That's how great your band is. We're going to have to cut off a little bit early, but hang on a second. So you have 2 drum majors this year. You've always had 2 drum majors. Why did you have 2? I remember Miss Singh was last year. Now you have 2. What's the rationale on that?
So we don't always have 2. We do have an audition process.
Okay.
And so last year we only had 1. And a lot of times we base that on band size. So as the band gets bigger,
That's awesome.
We add more drum
So
majors.
we could theoretically have 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
I've seen groups with 4, 5, 6 drum majors that are really large groups.
That's fantastic.
2 is a good size for us. It's a good number for us.
That's great to hear. So we're going to cut you off a little early today. I'm sorry. We'll try to get you in a more quiet moment. So real quick, you're not done with the band when the season's over. What do you have? You telling me earlier that you have it just keeps going on to an indoor season?
We do a competitive indoor percussion season where our drum line and our percussionists are state ranked. Last year we were second in the state.
Second in the state?
Yes.
What size schools are we talking about? Like all schools?
So it's based on a skill set. So within our class, I think there was maybe 18 or 20 groups, and we were second in the state in our classification.
That's fantastic.
But this is a sport that is growing very quickly. So this year, for this upcoming season, once we're done with marching band, we actually have 2 percussion groups this season because it's grown.
Like a JV varsity or AB squad?
Absolutely.
That's
like
awesome.
A JV and a varsity because it's just grown so much in popularity.
Good. That's got to come back to the directors here, having some influence.
So.
That's great. Do you get a lot of Imagine or Woodland, Heron Creek? Do you get kids from other schools besides those 3 major schools?
So as far as like
the arts program coming in,
band,
yeah.
So we actually get kids from all over, but our main feeders are Woodland and Heron Creek.
Awesome. So fans, if you didn't know, last home game, they were out, weren't they? Woodland and Heron Creek middle school kids were out. They sounded great. What a great way to bring them in.
Absolutely.
Funnel them up. I love it. I think we're getting blasted out here. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll get you in a more quiet one time.
That's okay.
All right. Guys, I'm going to sign off here, John. I know you can't hear us too well. That's the Alliance Marching Band. Sounding great. Even in warm-up, they sound great.
Well, I hope you guys are enjoying
Perfect.
this.
All right.
Sean is out listening to the band and interviewing the band. And Coach Belzer, they were talking about how you guys work together and you've been out to hear them and the partnership with the band and of course the cheerleading and everything else that you do. Yeah. So, something that was mentioned last week on the air was that you actually knew Into the Woods was part of the theater project that's going to go on. And I'm actually interviewing the theater kids this Friday with Dina Henderson. And that's going to be a really cool show. That'll air on Friday at 3:05 on WKDW Radio, or you can watch us live on Facebook through Real Talk 97.5. But it's kind of a cool thing to have that connection throughout the school, right?
It's definitely something we work to get to.
Absolutely.
Because obviously it's always a little off-putting first with an athletics coach.
Sure.
We're in a good spot.
We're gonna drag you up here in a few minutes, but I've got Chris. We're gonna talk a little fall ball.
Yeah, baseball's kicking in right now. So we've been playing about 10, 12 games right now. We've got.
So I'm gonna stop you because go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them how long you've been with the school.
Okay.
Because you got all the colors on right now.
Yeah. So my name is Chris Stevens, Coach Stevens. Been at Northport High School since Kimo Sullivan took over the program, and we've been working hard. Hurricane Ian kind of, kicked everybody down a little bit, but ever since that, we're building back and doing a good job keeping the field up, and the kids are working really hard out there.
It's a year-round sport anymore, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The kids buy into it, and they want to be out there as much as possible, trying to get better. That we ask them, hey, if you guys want extra reps, or you want to get out there, just let us know. We'll meet out there and give you whatever we can, as much as our bodies will hold up. So,
well, I'm glad you brought bodies into it because there's something to be said about once a year playing ball, but when you're going almost year round now, Do you guys really go into the stretching and taking care of your body, icing down and all that stuff, and try to keep them as healthy as possible?
Yeah, as much as possible, we harp on them to hydrate as much as possible. Ice your bodies, ice your knees, ice anything that hurts. The trainer Deb out there, she does a great job. If we call her, she comes over and helps us out. If there's an issue, yeah, there's a lot of stretching that goes on with stretching techniques and different things to keep those arms limber and strong so that they don't get hurt as much as possible. Obviously, everybody gets injured once in a while, but yeah, we're doing everything that we can to keep everybody healthy as much as possible.
And that's not always an easy thing to do. What's your regimen for the pitchers today? Because there's just, it seems like their bodies are put through a little bit more intense of a time frame because of how hard they have to throw. What's your regimen there for keeping them safe and protected?
With the pitchers, what we like to do is just get them to stretch out early. Definitely make sure that they're hydrated enough before we get throwing. We like them to get out, stretch the arm out, stretch out the arms. Some of them have weighted balls they like to stretch with. Some of them use the rubber bands type of bands against the fence. And then we get them throwing on the field for about 5-10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer. Then we'll go to the bullpen and really let them stretch out a little bit more, whether they did long toss on the field or just the extended stretching programs that Coach O'Sullivan likes to go through and have them work on. Those are the things that they do on the field. Then we go to the bullpen and they'll stretch out a little bit more, and then they'll start working in and getting stretched into the zone and start throwing off the pitcher's mound and really start working it in. It's mainly a lot of stretching and hydrating is the big things. We emphasize that a lot just because overall, especially with the heat, the last couple of days have been great, but throughout the summer it's been 90 plus. The water is the big thing as far as keeping those muscles hydrated and stretched. That's a big thing with them.
And you've got a lot going on with all the different athletes that are coming in and out of baseball too, don't you?
Well, we only have a couple that one is playing basketball here and there, one is playing football. So we don't really have a lot of two-way athletes that are out there, playing both sports. Okay. Which is,
it's odd though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You'd think there'd be more, but these guys they bought into the baseball situation and they're really sticking with it. I know Coach Belser, you'd probably like to have some of those kids out there, but they bought into the baseball program and they just kind of went with it and haven't looked in any other sports. So.
Well, and that's not always going to be the case, but when you do have, and you do have them now, but the multi-sport athletes, how do you handle that transition with them? Because there's a lot of parents out there that want their athlete to go ahead and do whatever sport they want. But as far as playing baseball in Northport, how's that transition over and how do you guys handle that?
Well, as far as that goes, we let the football players play football. We let the basketball players play basketball and whatever, soccer, whatever sport. During the fall season, we let them, Coach O'Sullivan gives them that leash to go have fun. Yep. Play multiple sports and have fun. Do what you can. Obviously, you only get to go to high school once. When spring comes into play, then it's a lockdown. Either you're committed to the baseball team or not. And that's just kind of the way it's got to be because we practice 5, maybe 6 days a week, and there's a lot of things that are going on, and teams have to build a rhythm. Like any other program, you've got to have that rhythm within the unit itself.
And that's kind of a standard though across the board, committing to one sport when that sport is in season.
Correct.
So you've got a lot going on there, and I know that back in the day when I was in school, we had a lot of the dual athletes, and it was always the poll one way or the other. Yes. Trying to decide, and it's not an easy call, but when you've got that top athlete, sometimes you have to kind of take your shots with them on both sides, don't you?
Exactly. I mean, there's going to be athletes that are going to come along and say, hey, listen, I really, I excel at both sports, and we'll acknowledge that and let them do that.
Right.
And it's important. I mean, each sport has its own muscles. You use things differently, and it's going to make them better as a person, on and off the field, to be able to adapt to those kind of situations. So we promote it as much as possible. We like to see kids have fun and doing multiple sports when it's available for them. They bought into the baseball program a little bit more.
So talk a little bit about the baseball field itself, and really talk to the parents who have never seen the field that may be coming across the street next year as their kids graduate and move on to high school.
Well, I mean, the baseball field, since the hurricane came through, we've got new screens out there, new turtles. We have some connections, so we get a lot of free baseballs and simple stuff like that. But the groundskeeper, John, does a great job when he's out there. He tills up the clay real nice and lines the field for us for our fall games, which is really nice because some fields don't get that opportunity. The grass is growing in real nice right now. It's a little thicker for the infield, and the outfield's a little bit thinner, but sometimes there's strategy behind some of that stuff. So it's well manicured right now, and it looks great out there. Coach Fu, I think he spray painted the Bobcat symbol behind home plate, which is really nice for our fall games. It makes it nice when the other team's got to come out here and look at that Bobcat, let them know that where they're at and who they're playing against.
And taking the pride in the field. Can you talk about that a little bit and what the kids think of the pride of the field and how they take care of it?
Well, the kids, we don't really take care of the field a whole lot because John does such a great job. We're able to rely on him when we need to. Sometimes we'll get out there and rake the clay down and knock it down a little bit, sweep a little bit here and there. The clay itself is pretty well manicured. We've got some tools and equipment that enables us to have fun and do some of the things to take care of the field. But most of the hard work is done by the groundskeeper John there. He does a good job.
Fantastic. But when you show up to a field and it's perfectly manicured, there is something to be said about taking care of what you got, right?
Sure.
So there is some pride there, right?
Yeah. When the springtime comes around, we get out there and we paint the bases and we make sure everything looks real nice. Usually one of the coaches will do that while the kids are warming up, and we'll get out there before the game, make sure everything looks real pretty for everybody. So when they do get out there, they're able to enjoy the scenery and enjoy the field itself. So the kids, they enjoy it.
So you've got season coming up for fall ball, right?
Well, right now we're in the middle of fall ball.
Middle of fall ball and home games. What do parents or potential parents need to do to come out and check things out?
Just come on out. There's no charge for the fall games. I was looking here earlier. Our next fall home game will be Monday the 23rd against Riverview at 4:30. We play Port Charlotte, Lemon Bay, at Lemon Bay this week. And then after that would be ODA on Wednesday the 25th at 4:30. All our games start at 4:30 unless we play Venice, and they start at 5 for whatever reason. But the big one is going to be November 7th against Imagine School at 7. That's always a fun time. They're always a fun team to play, and they're brothers, so we like to play them.
Well, is there any special athlete out there that you kind of want to highlight, or athletes that you want to highlight right now?
I would say the two captains of the team, Joshua Dorfield's a senior. He's a great pitcher, great outfield, great center fielder. We just went up to St. Leo, and he had a nice home run, about 330, 340. Zach Mitchell would be the second captain of the team, and he does a great job behind the plate, calls the pitches, and he's thrown a few players out that are trying to steal his bases from him. So those two seniors are really they're leading the charge as far as the unit goes with everybody, and they're setting great examples in the classrooms and being good young men. And I can't give them enough accolades. They're really kind of managing the team and managing the players and doing the things that seniors and captains should be doing as far as taking care of their family.
So I caught something there that I want you to talk about a little bit, because you said good young men. Is there pride in that for you?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've coached in this town for quite some time, and I enjoy watching these kids grow. And Joshua and Zach are doing a great job as far as the academics, being a good person, leading the younger kids and leading the younger kids into the right avenues as far as how to handle themselves on the field, and just discussing things as far as baseball goes, and how to handle themselves, how to handle themselves in school, and just being good young men.
And there is something to be said there, building character within the team too, right?
Correct.
And that all kind of couples together with that team camaraderie.
Yes, sir.
Do you see that as elevating through fall ball going into regular season ball?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That those two captains right there are going to lead the team in, and when we get into spring, they're going to run the team. They'll manage it just like they're doing right now, and they'll be able to have say so in different things. Coach O'Sullivan calls them into his office all the time and talks to them and says, "Hey, what do you think about this, or what do you think about that?" And give them opportunities to input into uniforms or hats or whatever we need moving forward. They have a lot of say so into that, and that's just kind of prepping them for that college next step, big life experience that they're going to have in the future, as far as taking care of things and being able to manage teams and being able to communicate with people and stuff like that.
You know, handling one's career at high school and trying to face a lot of the adverse effects of that, that does build pretty good character within, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, we judge ourselves on what these guys take away from the program. You know, I don't have any question of a doubt that they're going to be ready to go to college and do the right thing and continue being the good people that they are, and represent Northport the way they do now.
And you know, the college kids that you've helped get in, can you talk a little bit about what you've seen and where some of these athletes have gone?
I personally don't have any experience with that yet. I do, but that was a football thing years ago. I had one guy go to D1 school. I know last year Andrew Nelson went to a small college in Sarasota. I haven't really heard back from him, but I know Coach O'Sullivan communicates with him and says he's doing good and working hard. And that's, you know,
it's a great bond to have too, though, isn't it?
Absolutely. I can't wait for some of these guys to take off and go to college and have a great experience and enjoy that, and be able to come back and talk to these younger guys and give them some of the information and knowledge that they were able to get when they took that step into the right program to move forward.
Well, that's great. Anything else that you want to highlight? We've kind of nailed all the fall ball stuff down, but it was actually, this is your first time on the show, and what do you think of being able to maybe broadcast from the baseball field and introduce some players the next time?
No, yeah, I mean, that'd be a great time. It'd be a great experience for them. I just hope that you know, they continue to work hard and get as many people as we can out there for fall, so that they can see what they would like to come out and see for the spring, and really get some more people coming out there for the spring, so that we can have bigger crowds like the football stadium. If we can move those chairs over to the baseball program, and,
that would be great.
You know, we could see a couple thousand people up there. That'd be fun. The kids would love it, and I think the fans would love it too.
Oh, something I want to hit on too. We're not going to be too far off. We're going to have a new weight room. How's that going to affect you?
Well, as soon as the coach allows us to use it and we can get in there, we've discussed getting up at 5 a.m. and getting in there before the football players, or after, or whenever we can fit in. But yeah,
it's a tough schedule, though, isn't it?
It is a very tough schedule, but you know, these kids, they want it. They really want it, and that's the important thing. Is if they didn't want it as much as they do, then we wouldn't want it for them. You know? So they're really enjoying all their opportunities, and once we can schedule a time and get in the weight room, especially for spring and stuff, and off spring and everything else, it'd be a great opportunity for them.
It's got to be one tough thing to share weight room with football, just because the numbers are so massive with the football team. Trying to get that rotation in, it's tough anyway, but then let alone baseball, because I think even with baseball, when you do get a chance, it's hustle through, right?
Oh yeah,
Somebody's right behind you.
well, yeah, and we've been in there before, and there's all kinds of girls working out. There's younger
Yep.
kids working out. There's a lot of people in that weight room. With the expansion hub, that'll help us be able to get in there and
That's gonna be
get some
great.
small things done that we can work on and get those guys working on different things and being able to utilize the facility like we should.
Sean, you got anything?
Oh, I got tons. But first of all, that hat, I love it. I saw it about a month ago. I'm like, where is this C coming from? I thought it was a Charlotte thing. I didn't know it was a Cass thing. But I
Well,
love that hat though.
I get a lot of questions about it. And
Yeah.
I wear my Bobcats gear all the time. So
Yeah.
when I'm out and about, people are always asking, what is the C for?
They sell those hats anywhere? Or is it team only? You gotta be a member.
No, I think we probably get
That's
it.
a great little hat to have up here. A couple things. I don't know if you know this, but during cross country season, we have our own 5Ks on campus. And last year, Coach Food changed the route, so we actually get to run in the warning track, and we get to show off this really nice. It's college level screens you have out there now. And this year we did the same thing.
Yep.
I think it's a great way to advertise that field.
It looks great.
So I would love to keep doing that. So, and last year was the first year I ever got to announce baseball games for you guys.
Yeah, no, you did a great
Matt
job.
Mitchell came out and asked, he's on Facebook. I felt bad because I've never done a baseball game. I was really nervous I was going to screw it up. And great families. They were great, very supportive, very appreciative both ways. I was appreciative of them. And I don't think I did too bad a job. I hope I can come back again this year.
No, I think you have an open invitation.
So,
it
wanna
was
appreciate
good. It was good to have that
You never
announcement.
turn down volunteer help, do you?
No,
well, you
no,
might.
no.
There might be some volunteers you don't want to come back.
We need more. We need more. So no, but yeah, no, you did a great
Very
job.
positive experience. I can't wait to start up again. And just what do you? I'm just a party. You're starting February, the rain season.
Mid-February is
Okay.
when spring starts, so
Okay.
we'll be out there and we'll make sure everybody has a hat. And,
I was just kidding, but if you have anybody here to show, it's a great one to sell.
Yeah, no, we'll have different hats for spring. So these are our fall hats,
That's actually great.
and we're able to have different things.
It reminds me kind of the Stonecrafts hat when they were still here. They had something kind of similar with the SC to it, so
Yeah.
same color as well. So.
Yeah, Coach Jody, he ordered these and he went with the Cleveland C. I think
I was telling John. It looks
I
like
love
Cleveland
it,
suit.
yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. So thank
Great,
you.
great touch.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks for being our pinch hitter today on this show.
Yeah.
We're low a little bit
And
today.
we'll definitely do something remote out at the baseball field.
Yeah, no, that would
That
be
really,
fun.
that actually was sounding really good when the band wasn't playing. She was really crisp and on.
Yeah.
But being able to go remote and come
John,
out
I'm
there
gonna
to
tell
the
you
field.
something. I didn't realize
great.
how loud and crisp they are. Because I'm in the press box, I only hear a muffled,
Right.
and then when I go out to hear it, it's a distance. Oh man, they were
Well,
sounding
the
fantastic.
beauty is we did have
Wow.
listeners and they were watching. So along with this, I'll just remind the listening audience out there on Facebook and YouTube, if you have questions, fire them off. I will definitely put them up on the screen and we'll ask your questions. So if there's anything we miss along the way, please feel free to ask questions. So
Yeah, let the band know they can play louder when we're on the baseball field.
Can you hear them?
Oh yeah, no, they're right there. So
yeah,
it's definitely
you're too practical. Your fields are right next to each other.
Exactly. So we're able to listen to them and kind of
We should have them come out for a game one day in the February.
that would
Have
be
them all
fun.
lined up and just start playing.
Opening game.
That would
Yeah.
be awesome. I got to tell
Have them
you
go
something.
nuts.
Well, I appreciate you stopping in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Well, while we're lining up our next guest, I gotta say a couple things with the band.
Go for it.
So I had a nice little interview with Miss Allegria. Band folks, if you're listening, I'm gonna come back out there early November. We're gonna get some footage of them. They're getting ready for their state contest. There,
Fantastic.
And I'll get a whole show there. But I learned a couple things. I learned that they get varsity letters.
Yep,
That's what been
sure do.
Because those band members, they're out there in the sun all summer long.
Yep.
And they're out there. They're still out there practicing from 4 to 7 or something crazy like that every day. And I learned about how many captains they have, and it's just a really neat varsity structure out there. So I can't
Band
wait.
leads. Not athletes or band leads.
Band leads. There you go. There's it.
My new name. I just came up with that. All these years, band leads.
I like
What
that.
do you think? Yeah, put it in the dictionary. I think it's fantastic, actually.
I was a little upset though we can't go see indoor because they all go to Tampa, Orlando competitions. They don't have one down here in this area, so I'll try to catch them in November. And they do have a parent night preview, so we can catch that. So hopefully I'll get them 2 more times for the year. Guys, I do want to mention something real quick. Last night we had a volleyball playoff game here, the first round. We haven't had a home playoff game here in quite some time. It was nice to see. We took on Lehigh. We beat them, and right now your Lady Bobcats are going down to Venice, or up to Venice, I should say. Take on second round. They got to beat Venice.
Nice.
The other side of the district isn't even easier. They got Sarasota Ruby on the other side. So if they can pull off the upset of the year, they play Venice tonight, and then and the other side will be Sarasota Ruby winner.
Wow.
So that's a murderer's row there, and this
Tough.
area has got great volleyball teams. Charlotte, Gulf Coast, you name it, they got a very good team. So wish them the best tonight. I had a great time. I got to interview some of the players before the game last night.
Should have snuck in their remote.
What one?
Yeah, the volleyball.
Oh, man. I got there last night. I talked to two of the senior players and one of the
Nice.
coaches. We
Nice.
Aspen again. So it hits me.
See, we're
hard.
just gonna make him the roving
I'm
reporter.
just gonna go. Well, also Saturday. That means so Saturday we had senior night at the pool.
Yeah.
I didn't get a great interview because it was kind of hard. Their heads in the water. You can't really see them that well. But it was nice to get out there to see the aquatic center. The girls won that meet, and Michael Kent, we've had mentioned him before with Magna Kane. He broke his own record for the 100-meter butterfly on
Fantastic.
senior day. So they're going to be going on districts this Saturday. So we wish them the best as well. All right, we're going to bring in our next guest. While we're doing that, we here at Blitz want to recognize last week's Northport High School Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Jersey Mike's of Northport. These student athletes demonstrate the Bobcat way. For the girls, from girls golf, we have Taylor Stice. Taylor's the captain of the golf team and is in her 4th year of varsity. She shot a season low of 40 last week with Charlotte. Taylor demonstrates the Bobcat way by being charitable, accountable, tough, and scholarly. I'll let Coach Belzer introduce our next athlete here, but we have Mr. Peter here. He led the football team with 3 touchdowns on 13 carries for 106 yards, taking on Bayshore as a homecoming game. Peter demonstrates the Bobcat way by being a class act, all in, tough, and strong. Congratulations to Taylor and Peter for being last week's Jersey Mike's Athlete of the Week. Thank you, Jersey Mike's of Northport, as well, for hosting the Spirit Day we have a week and a half ago. Coaches, don't forget to send your nominations in each week. Taylor is still playing golf today. It's going to be hard to get the golfers out here. They're playing every round, every day. So we'll probably catch the golfers at the end of the season, unfortunately. So, all right. Coach Belzer. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Good to see you guys again. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Very
man. I
excited.
wish Trevor Dean was here to help me out because we had a really nice pregame show. It wasn't the big homecoming pregame show. We got some good numbers and stats and all that. And very hard game to watch as a fan. Very hard game to announce. This is the first half.
Oh,
And I called Trevor at halftime. I go, Trevor, what's going to happen here? We hyped this game up as being the win. Gotta say, I posted it immediately on our Bobcat Blitz site. Not too long ago, that would have been a loss. And somehow, some way, you guys had a great halftime speech. I don't know, we'll let Peter tell us how much he lit you up, but you came back and you got the W. Very proud of you all for that. I was really impressed with that. I don't think we've ever gone down by half and come back since I've been part of the program. So
Nice.
We'll see.
Well,
Congratulations.
I think
guys.
Trevor just said I'm here in spirit.
Good, excellent. So, Coach, who do we have here? Why don't you introduce us?
All right,
to the athlete of the week?
young guy who joined me. His name's Peter Calfad. He's one of our sophomore running backs. He's been having a pretty solid year. Part of the 1-2 punch with Zeke. There's a reason he's in the spot he is. I've told you guys before. We wish we could have a bunch of guys like him. Probably embarrassing him now saying that, but I mean, again, if you knew him kind of like I do and have been able to know him the past year and a half, even though it's felt like longer, you'd understand why we have so much confidence in him. Not only him, but a lot of guys in his class. So
I'm jealous of him already because he got more hair.
oh, he's killing it.
He's killing it in that.
He's killing
You
it.
took that back when you're running?
I do.
You got to park that, man.
I do. I just put the helmet like this.
Oh, and it goes back.
Oh, natural.
So, Peter, you're a sophomore.
Yes, sir.
Did you play varsity or JV last year for Coach Belzer?
I was 6 quarters. I played JV and varsity, but I did get hurt for a little bit. And I missed like 6 games.
So, how are you liking the varsity experience?
I love it.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, what would you think about getting this year? Bayshore, 3 touchdowns, 106 yards. That was the homecoming game. Did you appreciate the seriousness, the gravity of a homecoming game versus any other kind of game? Was it different for you?
It was definitely different because I feel like the student section was a lot. It was really hyped and the game was really hyped. I mean, I was really nervous for that game, so that's why I was
You're nervous?
I was nervous. I was really nervous.
How long into the nervousness did it go away? When your first hit, when they hit you pretty hard there?
Probably like the first drive.
First drive. Good.
All right.
So what's it feel like to be the running back there with this team?
Feels great. I trust all my linemen, so I'm really.
He's trained well.
Yeah,
He's
there you
trained well.
go.
He knows who to appreciate it.
You always have to appreciate those linemen because they're the ones opening holes, right? So what's it like? And I want you to tell the audience what's it like to hit the hole and understand where you're going next. Because a lot of people, while they watch football, they really don't truly understand how that feels to and is it instinct or is it something you're used to just plotting out and you just go?
It's definitely instinct. Like as soon as I see a hole, I just try to stick my foot down and go. And then after that, I just see green grass and try to run as fast as I can.
Nice. So you're on the track team?
Yes, sir.
Well, you said fast and kind of smiled when you said that. So I figured you had some track in you too, which doesn't hurt. And how much do you weigh now?
I weigh 171.
All right. So I was 159 pounds when I graduated high school, and no one could catch me, but I had the fear of being tackled, because those guys that I played with, they were bigger than I was, and they played football, and I ran track and cross country. So the fact that you have that track and cross country or track side of you is there, and I don't want to call it a fear because there's motivation of all kinds of sorts, but is there that factor that's in your head that says just kick it in another gear and go because I don't want them to touch me?
I know, I'm not scared at all. Definitely.
I'm not scared, but go because if you get that little bit of separation, they're not catching you either, right?
Yeah, it just makes me go, but I'm definitely not scared again.
Nice. Do you like to lay the wood?
I definitely, yes.
Yeah, he's got results backing up. Yeah.
Nice. Love that. Go ahead.
Okay, so one of our pregame things we talked about, Trevor and I, we really highlighted that offensive line. And each week they just seem to be getting better and better, even though they don't have stretches where we don't get productivity. But if you're patient with them, by the third quarter, early fourth quarter, do you see a difference in the physicality of our offensive line so far this year?
Definitely seen a difference. They're way more aggressive. And
Yeah.
I feel like they know what they're doing. Like at first they were a little confused, but now I feel like they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite side? I see
I like
you
the
on
right
both
side.
sides.
The right side.
You do have more on the right side. I didn't want to
Right
say that to you, but I noticed that in the last couple of games here.
Right, I
So,
really like the right side.
yeah.
I haven't really ran to the left that much. So.
Gotcha. Is that just a handoff situation or?
Yeah, I always $38.
Play-
Cut on that left side.
Play type situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you got a big game coming up on the road. The last time we had a road game, it got washed out. Before that was Gateway, so we only have 1 or 2 away games. So what are you thinking now? You got a couple home games underneath your belt. Are you feeling more confident going to that Hardy game on Friday?
Very confident. We just have to have like a really good week of practice. And I feel like we got it.
Are you having a good week of practice?
I mean, yeah, today we did good.
Good. Today you did. All right.
Yeah, sure.
So the day before let's walk you through a running back thing. We don't want to burn you out when you're running. What's your regular regimen for a weekly practice going into a game on Friday? What's like Monday versus Tuesday? What you do differently today? Same for tomorrow.
So Monday is usually offensive practice, so I just do offensive ND and work on the plays, and then Tuesdays we do defense, so that's when I'm way more like relaxing. We don't really do too much on offense for Tuesdays.
Do you simulate a game like their offense and they're trying to stop
we
you?
basically do like
Scout team.
yeah, scout. We do scouts.
Gotcha.
So you do some walkthroughs, right?
Yeah.
Prepared mentally.
Oh, well, as much as we can.
Right.
As much as
And then
possible.
what's tomorrow going to be for you?
Tomorrow's like a little bit of both.
And Thursday is the
Walkthroughs.
spaghetti day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or whatever. I don't think you feature on Thursdays.
Oh, well, tomorrow we'll have pulled pork. Tomorrow we'll have pulled pork for them, so a little change of pace.
Are the students in your classes recognizing you now that you're on Jersey Mike?
They do. Like this morning, they were like, I was on the news this morning. And,
Oh.
all my classmates were like, very good job this time.
Good. That's good. Where did you see on school news? No Ports has the
Yeah.
Bobcat school news?
Yeah.
Good. That's it.
So what grade are you in?
I'm in 10th grade.
It's 10th grade. So you were here last year, right? So what's it like last year to this year?
I feel like last year there wasn't like the energy is so much different. I feel
Okay.
Last year the energy wasn't there, but this year the energy is like high. And like even in school, like when we were losing, like everybody would like talk down on us. Now they talk a little bit better now.
Well, that is something to be said because 2 weeks ago we were at the game. That's the Hall of Fame night, and I asked several of the administrators what the difference was on campus, and that smile that you have that showed up when I asked you that question,
Yeah,
it does matter on campus, doesn't it?
definitely. Yeah.
And your friends who may have looked at you differently last year on football, complete flip-flop now.
Sure.
And how's that feel to prove it different?
It feels great. Like I feel like I'm proving everybody wrong because I was telling everybody like ever since summer I was like it's a different team. Like you say that every year, Peter, and I'm like nah, it's different this time.
Well, and do you feel like it's that because there's a winning sense now that a lot of the other potential football players are now looking at it going, well, wait a minute, we went on this too.
A lot of people regretted quitting, and everybody's telling me I'm coming back. And I'm like, you should have been with us the whole time. Maybe I feel we're feeling,
Right.
Preach, Peter.
Well, and that
You said that
it's key to asking these questions too. That's the thing.
Ever since we went.
Oh,
You want them though? They're just they're fair weather players like that. Yeah. So how are you doing your classes? Are you balancing? It's a lot of work to play any sport in high school, let alone football. You doing okay in your classwork?
Yeah, I'm done with the classroom.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about Peter in the classroom.
No?
No.
Oh, good.
No,
Excellent.
he's locked in, man.
Good. Your favorite science teacher? I was a science teacher, so who's your science teacher?
Science teacher, Mr. Barnes, he's actually my favorite teacher.
All right, there you go.
Chemistry.
Funny how
excellent.
that works, huh?
That's awesome. Good.
I can't imagine. So you've got a couple years left, right?
2 years.
So what's your thought of college now that you're 10th grade? You've got to have some wheels turning there, whether it has to be with football or just going through education. What's your thought right now as far as college goes?
I really do want to pursue college I want to pursue college for academics and football, but yeah, that's pretty much what I'm feeling about college.
So whether it's football or academics or both, right?
Both would be the ideal.
What is it? What do you want to do?
What do I want to do?
Yeah,
Career-wise.
career-wise.
Entrepreneur.
So business.
Business, entrepreneur. No, that's actually a real career, believe it or not. Entrepreneurs are what makes the world go round.
Business program.
Yeah.
You got a great example out there already, a former Northport football player doing both academics and athletics at Harvard.
Yep. Well,
Oh, yeah,
yep.
Dylan.
Well, and we've
Yeah.
So it's a great
actually
example.
Trevor's an entrepreneur. We had Silvestri on Sly.
Those were the athletes going to college for both athletics and
Yep.
academics. You can't
Yeah.
be better than Harvard player there.
Absolutely. So
doing
you
great there.
you named something right there that we just shouted out to several different people along the way that you could be that next person that comes back for homecoming and says, look at what I did. That's the whole key is building this homecoming, the camaraderie back with fellow athletes. That's a big deal. And, you've now got a team that's going to be known now as the team that kind of turned it around and brought winning back to Northport. And you guys will forever be known as that.
It was never there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're not bringing it back. We're introducing it, so to speak.
Well, you'll be the team that has something over everyone else. There are other teams out there that had something, but you've now got something on that. And the point is to that whole thing is that it doesn't stop there because there's still some things that could have been better this year, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Just last game. I'm sure Coach will give you 50 of them right now, but it's a G-rated show, so we got to keep it clean here.
I'm pretty good at saving that for a lot of midfield, Sean. I'm pretty good about that.
So I got to ask Coach here because we are a running team. How does Coach handle when one of you fumbles the ball? What is your Monday? Is there a Monday beat down? Is there?
I mean,
So put a sock beat down.
push-ups.
Push-ups. Do they make you walk around campus with something in your arm all day? They do that anymore?
Oh, not like the program. I think I would get an earful from the administration staff because we'd have guys trying to hit footballs all over the place.
Oh, really? They don't
Oh.
encourage it? They discourage it?
Oh, again, I don't know if I'd want to dip my toe in that pool.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we'll just make them suffer in
There's nothing wrong
practice.
with walking around all day with a football in your arm.
It
They
is-
walk around babies?
Well, it is if Nash is trying to bash footballs out of people's hands. He's liable to hurt somebody.
Right.
Well, they have a baby class where they have the model babies. They get to walk around with those all day.
That's why they make duct tape.
Yeah, but those things cry.
Footballs are quiet. So push-ups. How much does a fumble cost you push-ups? I'm always wondering that.
25, 30.
29, 30? The whole team or just you?
Just at whoever fumbles.
Oh, should the whole team do it.
Okay, then we might have to let them hit those footballs.
I'm kidding.
So what's coming up with football next?
In terms of
What's our next game?
Oh, next game. I mean, we're on the road against Hardy. Pretty tough opponent for us. They have a talented quarterback and I think a pretty solid running back. I think defensive-wise, our coordinator, Matt Egloff, has a good game plan going for it. We had a pretty good defensive day in practice. The reality is they're going to score some points. We're going to be successful by holding on to the football offensively. We may throw once or twice this week too, just to mix it up. You know, but I think what's made us successful, and we haven't been a big three-phase team where we're hitting on all cylinders across special teams, offense and defense. But we're starting to get to a point where we're getting, if not one, but both. And then we eventually get a third one into the play, so to speak. So defensively, special teams wise, this past week, we did pretty damn well. You know, offensively, it took us a while to get things rolling. You know, we made some adjustments at halftime with our blocking scheme, and that helped quite a bit. And we had some fortunate moments, and we made most of it.
Well, Coach, I'm going to jump in on this one. So, for those who didn't catch the game this week, the other team, Poinciana, they had 14 points off of two very short drives.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And after that, that was it. The defense played fantastic, especially that fourth quarter when Poinciana had a chance to come down and score. They stopped them. We had Omar with the interception there to seal that up. So, great defensive output that second half. I was really impressed with that. And that spared, you know, that gave the offense time to, you know, your drives are longer than usual because you run a lot. So I was like, okay, I'm going to run out of time. But the defense kept stopping them. The defense on finally punched through for those late drives there. And I was really impressed with it. So Hardy coming up, you said they'd like to mix it up a little bit. Now, for fans who don't know, Hardy's about an hour 15 from here. If you go to Arcadia, keep going north about another half hour or so. And to me, that game reminds me of what LaBelle might have been. It's a 5-2 team kind of thing. They do a lot of little Central Florida. You know, they only have football kind of high schools. Like the whole town's going to come out for that game.
Oh, that's what I was telling them too. It's like, guys, they're going to have a lot of people there.
That is their entertainment for the weekend.
It's
So
almost.
I mean that in the not
Oh,
in
no,
a negative way.
100%.
They really come out and support that.
Their shopping center, their town squares, and all windows are going to be painted.
Right.
You know, it's one of those things that's really, I'm not going to say welcoming. Well, yeah, welcoming to see, because it's like it's just nice to take you back. Oh man, that's a whole city bought into their.
And it's a much older program. They've been around a long time. They go back ways, and they're big rivals to DeSoto. So that whole area is. So us going in there, I don't know if we played Hardy twice. I believe I saw we did.
Yeah, in the past.
So not really known for this town here. So fans, if you can't make it to the away game this Friday, we're gonna have another watch party here at the home of the Blitz. Newport Beach OBRADY. That's gonna be a 7:30 kickoff. We'll probably start the pregame around 7 o'clock. We love that. Of course, have you cut off the Hardy. But if you can't make it, we're going to have it right here on the big screen. Get everybody out. I want the whole room filled with Newport High School fans.
And let me tell you, the big screen, we actually, it plays extremely well in here.
Right.
So you're watching the game. We had about upwards of 20 people for the first one.
And now only half had a birthday party in their half. So
Yeah.
we're going to have the whole thing going.
Yeah, and truthfully, the visual is fantastic. So come on out, have dinner, and watch the football game and be part of the watch party, because listening to it on the radio or trying to get updates along the way, why not watch it right here and watch game time, game film right away. It was fun to do that, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
Again, I mean,
to be on this side as a alumnus, parents,
yeah.
we didn't have anything like that.
Right.
So
It was just a
this,
cell phone.
that was,
World's difference.
yeah,
World's
the world of
difference.
difference right now. And believe it or not, the video actually turned out phenomenal up on the screen. And there were people that didn't know we were doing it that were here that were even commenting how nice it looked up on the screen. So
Yeah,
come
this
on
is
out and
my
join
little
us.
cell phone here.
Yeah.
That was it.
Amazing.
This is the crack AV team right here.
That's right.
Apple's a miracle worker.
It's like cameras for dummies. Here we go. No,
100%. But
I'm
North,
actually not going to film at the press box. I looked on Google Earth. Their press box is small. That's what I noticed with Eagle Bell.
Very high up though.
So I'm going to go to the away section though and broadcast from there. So a little bit different
Still a
perspective.
pretty good view though.
Right, I think so too. But-
should be a great time.
I'm not climbing stairs ladders again. That was too dangerous for me. I'm too old for something. They wanted me on the press box last time. I'm like, no, we're done with that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'd love for you to come out either at the Hardy game. Of course, we want you there. That's the number one spot we want you to go to. We need all the support we can for our away games. But if you can't make it, we completely understand you coming here.
Yeah.
Please come.
Oh, and Beaver Brady's Northport they've been fantastic ever since we've actually approached them. Tell a little bit. We've got a couple of minutes
Yeah,
left.
so way back when we first started this, I had mentioned we have two managers here. Steve's the head manager, Eric's the assistant manager. I had mentioned how the press box was kind of empty last year in terms of nourishment. Because whatever I could beg off a microphone or the walkie-talkie, they've been feeding us every home game, and we've had coaches saying stuff. We've had the referees up there in the box. We have two referees at each game saying, and the press, they said, hey, it's been a while. This is wonderful. We've had Beaver Brady now 3 home games in a row. They've been feeding us nicely. So I want to thank, personally, I want to thank you. I'm always hungry. I want to thank Steven for feeding me and the rest of us up there. So that's, you are here. No problem.
And it matters to have it matters to have that business relationship too. Being able to do the show here, take the room up. Tuesday nights, every Tuesday night we're here starting at 6. Come out and have dinner. Be part of it. We're trying to get the students to come out, so encourage your student to come out and be part of this. We'd love to have 5 or 10 or 25 or 30. We got room for 60 in the room. Yeah, there's plenty of room here for people to sit and be part of the show. Come out and cheer and be part of it. Well, I would pull anyone who would come up and sit with us. I would pull you up here and actually ask you what you thought of this whole thing and what you thought of sports and athletics at the high school. So to me, it's a great opportunity to be part of a winning program,
Right.
winning styles, and part of the athletic program at Northport. And proud of the kids that are working their butts off to produce victories, right?
So Peter, real quick, right here, what would you say to all the 6th, 7th, 8th graders playing Pop Warner leagues out there? What would you get them over to Northport? We hear they all mouth out. They're like, I want to go to this, I want to go there. What would you say to get them over here?
I would just say trust the process. Like if you wanna, you can go to a school that's already winning, or you can make a school keep winning. You know,
Be part of a winning tradition. You're starting the foundation for that winning tradition. Yeah, exactly. And if you go to another school, there's no guarantee you're going to play for those programs.
Exactly.
So you came here, look, you're a sophomore, you're one of their star running backs now. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you get along pretty good with Baez and Acton in there? Do you
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
little friendly rivalry going on?
Nah, not really. I mean,
You know,
a little bit.
a little bit.
Practice.
Do they like take you under their wing because they're older than you? They tease
A little
you
bit.
a little bit. They don't
They
tease you or
don't
anything.
Nah.
You have to go clean the shoes for them.
Peter's too nice to
Never,
be
never.
hazed.
Oh, okay.
Peter's far too nice.
Do they push you?
No.
No, push you to be good, be better.
Oh yeah, of course. They encourage me during the game, telling me everything's all right. Like if I say I fumble, they just pick me up. They're not negative to me.
Yep.
And that's what I noticed. I need to interrupt you there, but John, the same thing. I noticed years have passed. Every time something bad happened, the whole bench would be all melted down, having tizzies and going crazy. And we could all see it as fans. This year, it's been nice to see. I see like them come over and say, "Hey, we got this. We got your back. We're your teammates." It's a lot nicer to see aesthetically as an announcer. It's a better image to show the family that you're having meltdowns over there. That's a nice change.
They can just watch me do it.
But,
they can just watch me do it. I'm sure that's
The coaches are allowed though.
talking point.
And the coaches are allowed.
Oh, I can be excessive. I'm sure they can reaffirm.
Who was 73? I think I said his name wrong.
David Taluzma.
I say it?
David Taluzma.
He had a great end of the game quarterback sack. He's a big kid.
Oh no, big athletic kid.
Chased that quarterback down. I forgot what drive it was. It's towards the end. We need that ball back immediately. We're running out of time. And he got a great Taluzma? Taluzma. Okay. I even said something on the microphone after. Like, let's give Taluzma a big round of applause. You know?
Oh, no,
I don't like to single out a player like that the second time around, but that was really
no. He had a lot of big moments. In that
very
game.
impressive.
Oh, big time. You know,
Has he ever tackled you, Peter? Yes. How's that feel?
He's dating.
Yeah, part of your cast is you're tough and you have stamina. Stamina. That's part of your award there. So yeah, if you can handle him hitting you and landing on you, and you get up, that's pretty tough. Well, thank you, Coach. Any other words you can think of coming up this week from Artie?
No, again, just the general things. Just focus on the little things. Effort, attitude, toughness. Hammer that away and just do your job. Funny how things work when we just do our jobs.
Stay focused and get your job done.
I haven't checked the weather report.
They probably hear that in excessive amount, but it's the truth.
It is.
I haven't checked the weather report yet. See how Friday is nice shape and how far run day.
It's supposed to be fine. I hope it rains.
Don't rain.
Yeah, we run the ball. Yeah. Please.
Like a muddy track, don't you?
Hey, listen, it's not going to hurt my feelings.
There you go. All right, Coach. Well, thanks for coming out, buddy.
Of course.
And we ended this just about on time. Thanks and congratulations. Keep up the good work.
All right, Peter, congratulations, sophomore.
Fantastic. So this is John Rawlings and my good friend over here. I'm gonna let Sean take us off the air because he didn't get to truly do us on the air. But
okay, so
go ahead and give some thoughts there, Sean.
Yeah, so announcers table this time around. Again, we got to go back to the very close come from behind win. It's just nice to say come from behind win. That's something we don't get to say too much of the program here. So really happy with them. The band did a great job. They had a real show for halftime. And
nice.
The football players, if you go on Bobcat Blitz, you can see a video. They stayed around and had a nice interaction with the football team. They had a little dance there. It's on YouTube as well. So it's really nice to see the camaraderie growing between those two programs.
Fantastic.
Again, last night we had the volleyball game here. Really nice. Second time on the road, they came over and gave me a farewell handshake on the lineups. That's a nice thing for me to say goodbye to them. I think it's a great tradition.
Fantastic.
And just nice to talk to the parents afterwards. It's tough on the parents as well. That's their last home game ever.
Right.
But they will come back. They will come back for the season they have a beach volleyball program in high school. It's been a couple years now. So those same varsity players, most of them play on the beach. So they're not quite done yet. They're done with the court, but they'll go to the beach side as well. So we're not quite on them yet. Track and field, I forgot to mention, actually cross country this weekend. They'll have the Tri-County Championships. That's going to be here Saturday. Next Friday, they have the night one that I might miss if I have to go to Tarpon Springs. That's gonna be a tough one. I don't know if I'm going to make a Tarpon Springs game or not. Fans, there's a thing on Bobcat Blitz. There's a vote out there. Do you want a charter bus or not? Would you use a charter bus or not? And the buses hold 55, and so far 5 of you have voted. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I would love to have a Spirit bus get out there, but so far not a lot voting on there. So that's almost a 2-hour drive to get up there.
It is. It's a long run.
It's going to be hard for me to go up there to film that game. So I would love to have a bus, but that's okay. I think that's it for me this week. I have nothing else on the announcing table. So.
Well, we kind of blew through that hour, and we're almost right on time this time.
Again, band will get you right in November. Fans want to thank Beef O'Brady's, your Northport Beef O'Brady's, for being the official sponsor of the Bobcat Blitz. For Sean Kirkpatrick, I've got Mr. John Rawlings on my side here. Well, thank you for coming out tonight. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you here Friday night.
Friday night, watch party.
Watch party. Take care.
Thank you.